Stranger Things Season 4 Hopper Theories Explained. Following on from the world premiere, David Harbour released a few pieces of information about Jim Hopper, and it got me thinking about what could potentially happen to him in Season 4 of the show. Hopper is most probably one of the most loved characters in the entirety of Stranger Things, and with us being led to believe that he was killed at the end of Season 3, it broke a lot of people's hearts. However, since the season aired back in 2019, we've seen that Hopper didn't in fact die, and he's in a completely different location looking worse for wear. But where is Hopper, how did he end up there, and what could be in store for him in Season 4? Well, let's jump in. Here is Stranger Things Season 4 Hopper Theories Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. So what do we know? Well, we know that Hopper is currently trapped in Russia working in what looks like a camp and is being tortured. But the real question is, how did he get there when the explosion occurred? And it appeared as though he was dead. Well, there are a couple of different possibilities to this. One is that when Joyce turned the keys to initiate the explosion, Hopper made a run for it and found a safe zone where he was able to avoid the explosion. With Hopper noticing it and managing to escape, he was in a Russian uniform when doing so, which when stumbling across other Russian officers, they could have perceived him as a spy and then captured him and taken him back to Russia when they heard his American accent. Another theory is that he took a leap of faith and went inside the Upside Down prior to the explosion happening. Maybe in his mind it was better for him to end up there rather than losing his life completely. Hopper may have felt as though there was another gate somewhere else in the Upside Down that he'd be able to locate and maybe navigate his way back to Hawkins if he were able to escape. However, he may have potentially ended up finding an escape way, but the gate back to reality led him to the place where he now appears to be trapped, in the Russian prison. We know that they've opened a gate in the past, due to the fact that we've seen them with a Demogorgon that they appear to be training. Hopper in the uniform may not have boded well for him, as just like the previous theory, they could think he's a spy of some sort. This could further be supported by the fact that it looked as though he was being tortured in the trailer, and it would appear to be early on in his arrival, due to the fact that he still had a full head of hair and is not bald like he is later on down the line when he's working, so it is most definitely a plausible theory. When David Harbour was speaking at the premiere yesterday, he let off a few details about what was in store for his character in Season 4. He mentioned how Hopper was trapped in freezing cold Russia, surrounded by lots of guards, and they're torturing him and making him work on the camp. He stated how they have a Demogorgon there, which we saw at the end of Season 3 and also in the trailer. But what's unique about them is the fact that they're feeding humans to the Demogorgon that they have in the prison willingly. Harbour mentioned how it's quite a heavy and dark season for Hopper, as well as the external demons and factors that he has to deal with in being stuck and trapped in Russia and trying to navigate his way back and out of there. He mentioned how he also has many demons internally that he's going to have to face and battle with on a day-to-day basis. One could imagine that being alone in a country, in a prison where you don't speak the language, gives you a lot of time to yourself and inside of your own head, where if you have your own internal problems, they're definitely going to come to fruition. The loss of his daughter is something that's always weighed heavily on him, and is part of what's ingrained within the character that we've come to learn about and watch over the past few years. Her dying led to his divorce, drinking more, and also battling with addiction, and he's never really addressed it. He also loves Eleven like a daughter and has had to face the idea that he may never see her again, or even find out if she made it out alive following the end of Season 3. So that's something that will definitely be going round in his head. Harbour also had some questions put to him. One was surrounding his favourite episode to film in Season 4. Harbour mentioned that his favourite episode to film was Episode 5. He stated how his character was allowed to deliver a big speech. Apparently the speech had been written 3 years ago, and he felt extremely connected to it. He's had to wait 2.5 years to deliver the speech, and it's centered around everything that his character had been through throughout all of the seasons. Harbour also mentioned how Episode 8 in Season 4 is something that was extremely fun and enjoyable to film, so I would imagine it could be something that's focused on reuniting with the group back in Hawkins. That's just one theory. Or you could argue that fighting with the Demogorgon could also be something that's enjoyable. It looks as though Hopper's arc in Season 4 is going to be an extremely personal one that will allow us to get inside of the character that's always had a hard exterior and has had a front put up that's been hard to break down. However, with him on his own, in a foreign country with only his mind, will likely be allowed to enter for the first time. What do you think Hopper will get up to in Season 4? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.